I want to welcome everyone to Global Markets Radio Week Ahead. I'm your host, Andrew Spanton. Sunday night, June 24, 2012, 4:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, we didn't get followed through like I thought we'd have Friday. We certainly let you know that, hey, market was selling off, closing at the lows ahead of that downgrade. Downgrade comes. No one left to sell. So certainly we had that drifting higher on Friday. But I still think when you take a look at this shooting star on the weekly chart in the S&P, it looks gorgeous. Freaking gorgeous. This is it. This is it. And if the market can somehow close above this high, then I think you get a bull run probably up to 1,400. So remember, it's always if then. Now, am I bearish? Absolutely. Do I think that we're heading into a storm? I sent out an email, and it's so true. I'm predicting the market's going to fail in the next 6 months. I mean a failure. A major global failure. And when you look at the situations we have out there, I mean, I have a list of 8, I think. Economic numbers are falling off a cliff. We know that. Forget about, yes, New Zealand had the 1.1% GDP. Okay, we did. But that's all about the rebuilding of that earthquake that happened, what, a year and a half ago now? And I'll tell you, crude oil could be a nice long. Turkey. Oh, we're going to talk about that. That's number 2. Syria shot down a Turkish F-4 Phantom fighter that was upgraded by Israel. So it wasn't one of their lower ones. It was actually one of their higher ones. Syria is saying they violated their airspace, and according to what I read, Turkey is saying no, it did not. So and apparently they did not shoot it with artillery, which is a joke. They said artillery pieces shot down a jet fighter. Okay, you know what the chances of that? Come on. And then not the U.S. It was a Russian battery manned by Russian soldiers training the Syrian army. And I'll tell you, look at this crude. It's gapping up a little bit tonight. It looks very interesting. I think this week is going to be a turning point, one way or the other. We got the EU summit on Thursday. Thursday, Friday. Big. These guys better come up with some sort of fiscal union. Well, this euro is toast. Toasty roasty. We're short the euro over the weekend, gapping down, 20 pips? Big deal. That Aussie broke sharply and really didn't even rally. We took out previous day lows. Now, yes, we'll look at the daily maybe. We're doing weekly tonight. Remember, Sunday night's weekly. Bigger picture. I think what we're seeing on the S&P futures is the top. That is it. I think we are now heading into a 6-month Armageddon period in the markets. Again, returning to my list. This is a big thing going on with Syria and Turkey. Remember, you got the Kurds, you got them on their border. They're basically funneling the rebels with weapons via Turkey. So you have that possibility of that blowing up. Another one I didn't send in the email, Al-Qaeda is hitting Israel from the Sinai. And they're infiltrating Lebanon. Egypt, they just elected the first Islamic, democratically elected government in the history of world. That's from what I read. I think so. And Obama has backed the Muslim Brotherhood. Incredible. That's a whole nother story. Holy crap. But, again, these, in my opinion, in combination with a couple, is a black swan event. 100%. Think about what could happen. Anything blowing up with Israel, anything happening with Turkey and Syria. We don't know what the Muslim Brotherhood's going to do. We don't know how much power they're going to have. Russia. continues to supply Syria with arms even as the Assad regime kills babies and children, uses them as human shield. Fact. It's a civil war. Listen, 40% of the Syrian people back Assad. That's civil war. Someone's going to win. Someone's going to lose. Now, listen, these S&Ps, could we have one more rip? Remember, you need bearish engulfing. We need to take out previous week lows. We need to start rolling over. When the market bounces, you got to see how the market bounces. I'm not saying, listen, trying to pick tops is not easy. I've been trading for almost 19 years. It's very difficult, but when you get it, you can ride it. And the bounces and reversals we had on Friday, the numbers that came out last week were just abysmal. And the headwinds going forward, China GDP coming out in July, there are rumors it's going to come out at 6%. There are stories over the weekend about China and fictitious giving bad numbers. The locals, because they're scared of the new people that took over the government. That is scary. Can you imagine if China numbers aren't reliable? Which means the companies' numbers aren't reliable, which means the total GDP, gross domestic product output by China, is not what we all think. Can you imagine? Not good. How about cyber warfare? And again, these are all in the next 6 months. I'm not talking about tomorrow. I'm saying things that, in my opinion, could just blow up one after the other after the other. We are at war with China, Russia, and Iran via the internet. No matter how you want to slice it and dice it, it's a fact. We're starting to talk about it more. There's a constant battle and war that's going on in cyberspace against the United States via China and Russia, and us doing the same thing. And we've got armies out there. If you think that Flame and Stuxnet is all the U.S. has, oh boy. And what happens if we do something where we piss someone off, and instead of them attacking us cyberonically, they choose the military physical option? Listen, if we were to knock out a power grid and people died as a result of what the United States did via cyber warfare, it's certainly fair for another country, if they don't have that capability, to make an attack with suicide bombers. I think cyber war needs to be basically quarantined as an act of war. Or not quarantine, but basically said that way. Like, we're talking cyber warfare, and it's like, oh, no big deal. It's a big deal. The grid goes down in the United States. It's a big deal. Summer heat, can you imagine? A grid goes down for a week. Disaster. That would certainly get Obama reelected, all right? There's more to the list. The fiscal cliff in Europe. Hello. The Greece situation isn't over. There could still be revolution over there. They haven't agreed to anything. These are all coming to. We got the EU summit coming up. Is the ECB going to cut rates? Are they going to provide some sort of financial stability union where people's deposits are guaranteed to a certain amount? Or is the capital flows going to continue to come out of Spain, Italy, and Greece? That's what's going on. That's why Greek bond yields are exploding, collapsing, because everyone's panicking into bunds. It's crazy. And then, of course, we had the elections going on. Obama getting bashed, all these other possibilities with voter fraud, and Eric Holder. Who knows who's going to win? Will it be a contested election? What if it's 50-50? What if it really has to go before the House, and the House votes in the new president? It's a possibility. Who knows? We got the conventions, more scandals. I'm telling you, that's all these things. And then, of course, you have the natural disaster. You got the Mayan prophecy. We're 6 months away. We hit that point June 21st, around there. So the clock is ticking. If you're a believer in that, things should start to heat up relatively quickly. Remember how I feel about China. I think all the earthquakes going on, China is going to have a major one. The damage to the global economy on that would be tremendous. So when you line up all these things, any one of them, and what about the Straits of Hormuz with a third of all the oil, 40% of all the global oil gets through there? There are so many hot spots and things I can't remember in my lifetime. The markets, yes, because we had the subprime disaster and all that. Euro's a nice reversal. Look, touched the exponential moving average. Gorgeous. Listen, I know I'm going off on a rant, but I'm serious. If you're long the market, I think you need to think about things and think about where the S&P is and get the hell out. And I think gold is going to start to let it break, because if there's a panic in the markets, they're going to sell gold too. They're going to sell everything. And that's what, you get 1,200, 1,300, you get down here on a spike down, even 1,400 to start legging in. Paper currency as we know it is going to come under serious pressure in the next 6 months. Dramatic, in my humble opinion. This is it. This is what we train for. It's time to go premium, people. I sent out a bunch of emails. Sorry to nail a couple of you sometimes. You're on multiple lists. This is it. I made most of my money trading from the short side. I plan on having a tremendous 6 months. I've been waiting for this moment. I mean, listen, we bounced. Beautiful. Look at the Aussie. Look at that gorgeous freaking shooting star. This is it. We bounced into the channel line. Shoot. I mean, perfect. This is it. Make me proud. Lock and load. Back the truck up. Sell on good news. New Zealand, in my opinion, again, downward from here. China falling off a cliff. Again, those numbers, China, we get PMI this week. We get a lot of numbers coming out of London. A lot. And maybe they're going to come up with something. Maybe these shooting stars are a setup. We've seen them before. And maybe they're actually going to come up with a bazooka plan. We got an Italian auction, I believe, on Friday. Chicago PMI Friday in the U.S. It's unbelievable when you look at the forecast, and these guys missing it almost every month the last 3 months. Every month. Big. And the durable goods coming out, that's going to be weaker. I mean, these numbers are going to suck wind. But again, markets haven't been going down on bad numbers. They figure Bernanke to the rescue. Draghi. Merkel. What are they smoking? I don't think they are. I mean, I don't think they're going to. They're going to come up with something that that's just enough, but not the bazooka to give the market confidence to invest. And again, there's too many other situations besides Greece and Spain and Italy. That's just one. Markets might not even collapse on that. But you get that coupled with any one of these other things that I just spoke about, it's over. It's over. I'm telling you. I have not felt this convicted in a very long time. The more things, and again, just you read about China, the numbers not being true, but look at all the things that could blow up. And this Egyptian election, no one's even thinking about. That's two things over the last 4 days that are pretty shocking, in my opinion. I don't care that Obama wanted the Muslim Brotherhood to win. Who the hell says that he's right and who we backed? Sharia law in Egypt? That would be disaster. Egypt is one of the more moderate Arab states. Disaster. You look at this dollar-yen chart. We got some numbers coming out of Japan. I believe Tuesday we got the CPI. I don't think those numbers are going to be very good. Again, CPI around the globe is collapsing, especially with oil coming in. Oh. So the market's opening right now. We're getting the euro gapping down about 20, 25 pips. That move in dollar Canada with that CPI number, you got to be kidding me. This dollar Canada, I love it. Long. GDP coming out this week, it's going to suck wind. So I think we held. even though we rallied back. I mean, even though we sold off on Friday, we hit 103 almost on the number. Even though we came in, it's still a doji. It's still a boy. It's a long pull, flagging to the moon. And again, we need the S&Ps to revert. We need the S&Ps to be weak, very weak. They got to take out previous week's low, and then you stay short as long as it stays there, and you ride it. Because we will get bearish engulfing, in my opinion. Again, all these charts, look at this dollar Swiss, we reversed nicely. Became getting oversold, hit the moving average. We're looking good. Do you really think these guys are going to pull it together? Last I checked, Merkel's they're again still a lot of issuing Eurobonds, but I think the other situations going around the globe should bear very much watching, big time. And again, these carry trades, I still love them short. I mean, this sterling yen, give me a break. Look how much we've rallied. 700 pips. Come on, pound Kiwi also. You take a look at this chart. You get a risk-off trade. I'm telling you, this baby, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks oversold. I love it long. There's a huge trade in this one. If I'm right and we get risk-off, they sell the high yielders and buy the low ones. And you know what? We still haven't even hit the golden retracement. We might even have to breach this. 95.50, all in. All in, baby. 200 pips away. Didn't hit it. It might not. Again, I think a lot of the news over the weekend was not good. I think the Syrian situation with shooting down the fighter with Turkey could blow up. I think the Egyptian situation with the Muslim Brotherhood could blow up. These are all new, unexpected. And I think the Al-Qaeda attacks on Israel has potential also to blow up. And the other ones. So again, time to go premium. Email me, info@globalfxllc.com. I know I'm gloom and doom. Let's just get through all this stuff. I'd love to be bullish. Things are looking good, but I have never seen such headwinds and the possibility of a total perfect storm. Imagine 4 of these things happen at once. Andrew Spanton. I love the yen carry trade short. I love risk off this week. Can the ECB come in like Superman to save the day? I don't think so. And a rate cut, emergency rate cut, it's a sell in the news. It's not enough. They need fiscal union. Everyone knows it. And maybe Euro Swiss breaks. You never know. Again, follow me on Facebook, Voice of Forex. Follow me on YouTube, Voice of Forex. The only voice you will ever need who truly loves to make you money. Have a good week. Gorgeous weekend. Storms are coming. Didn't even talk about that. Debbie. I once dated Debbie once. Kind of like a hurricane. Watch out. The only voice. Check my updates. I do most of them on Twitter. Voice of Forex on Twitter. Follow me. Bye-bye.